Happy Wednesday night and welcome to a look on the plus side. I'm your host, Rob Whiteside. Thank you guys so much for being with us. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. We do lots of fun stuff. It's called the Park Adventurers Club. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up as it helps people to find us. And tonight, we are talking about one of the GOATs, and it's what team?
Wildcats.
What team?
Wildcats.
There we go. Patrick Hackett, how are you, sir?
I am fantastic, Rob. I am ready to discuss one of the greatest DCOM franchises that there ever was.
Oh, no. Descendants is not tonight, sir. I'm sorry.
I said one of. Descendants is up there, too.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for being with us. If you're in the chat, just, chat along with us. That's why we do this live, so that you guys can be a part of the action. Tonight, we're going to be reviewing, talking about, taking a look on the plus side of the original High School Musical, the DCOM that opened or kind of opened the door for all of the High School Musicals to follow. And it celebrated 20 years. Patrick, 20 years this thing's been around. It celebrated that January 20th of this year. Do you just think back to the days, like where were you when this broke in 2006?
Too old to watch this movie. That is absolutely for certain. Not the target demographic, but it found its way onto my TV and into my heart.
You know, you and I did a review of this one before somewhere else for the 15th anniversary. So It is only fitting that for the 20th that we revisit this topic. So we're going to talk a lot about stuff, probably just take a different angle on it, I think, from where we were before, but some of the same things. So before we get into the movie, I want to talk about the year. So 2006, because I was thinking about it, like what was happening in 2006. Justin Timberlake was bringing sexy back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who was the president in 2006?
I don't even know anymore.
George W.
W? Yeah.
Yep, George W. The movies on the box office big screen. This was before we even knew about that whole COVID thing. Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, Cars, Night at the Museum, and 300. That movie 300 was also in the box office at that time. The Wii was released. The Hills debuted on TV, and popular shows like The Family Guy and The Office, and the final seasons of That 70s Show and Malcolm in the Middle. And here we are already with a resurgence of Malcolm in the Middle coming to Hulu. It's crazy how long it's been since all this stuff happened. Top Billboard songs: Had a Bad Day from Daniel Powter.
Oh, God.
Temperature,
one of the worst songs ever.
Temperature from Sean Paul, and Promiscuous from Nelly Furtado featuring
Good songs.
Timbaland. Yeah, exactly. So that's where we were in 2006. Then this little baby dropped. Let's go to the stat board. I have a stat board for this one.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for the stats.
You gotta. Well, when we introduce the movie, we talk about the stats. So the runtime on this is 1 hour 38 minutes. You know, I like a nice 90 minutes or so. So Here we go. The release date was January 20th, 2006. It was rated TVG because it was only on television. The budget for this was $4.2 million, and the company that brought you to this one was Disney. It's a DCOM, and it's not your favorite DCOM. Is it still the roller skating thing? Is that still your favorite, or is that just a joke? What's your favorite?
Brink and Alley Cat Strike are really up there. I love Alley Cat Strike. It's probably Alley Cat Strike, to be honest.
There are a lot of good ones.
Yeah, definitely. You know I love a DCOM.
I do know that about you. So here's the interesting thing. Let's take a look about where this lives on Disney Plus. I always find it fascinating to see how many clicks it takes me to get to something. So if you click to Disney Plus and you click to Disney and you go to Disney Channel Original Movie.
I don't think I've ever noticed the DCOM button.
Oh, well, there you go. You're welcome. We teach you everything here on this show. Look at this header, though. Guess what's not represented in here?
There's a perfectly blank square that HSM could be right there.
Right?
Is that Lemonade Mouth or Camp Rock? Camp Rock. Lemonade Mouth was
that's Camp Rock. So you got Zombies, which is still an active franchise, and then you got Camp Rock, which is kind of still an active franchise. I think there's another one coming, right? And then you got Phineas and Ferb, which is an active franchise, and you've got the Descendants. So I guess that's why, because they're all active franchises. But to find High School Musical, I had to scroll down here to the 2000s, come back down this way. There's Wendy Wu. Look at all that stuff that was happening in the 2000s. And then here they are. But also when you get here, you got High School Musical 2, 3, High School Musical, the series. There's your Lemonade Mouth down there. So there's a good amount of High School Musical involved here. But this is the original, the GOAT, and this is the one we're talking about tonight. When we talk about this movie, it is a musical that is clearly based on kind of the concept of Grease, right? Like my wife was like, I liked it the first time when it was Grease. Is that what comes out in your head with this one? It's very similar.
100%. It's very, very similar to Grease. And even I feel like a scene that I noticed this time watch through is when he, being Zac Efron, Troy Bolton, is trying to avoid everybody and running around. He goes through the auto shop, and I was like, is this an even further nod to Grease? It's not as overt as Teen Beach is in its homage, but it definitely is a star-crossed lovers a la Grease.
Yeah, and it opens up kind of the same way. In Greece, it opens up where they're kind of on summer vacation and they meet and they think they'll never see each other again, and then they all come back to like the same high school, and then it's the greaser and the goody goody, and they all it was a real big comedy in my wife's family. The fact that all she had to do was kind of like hussy it up, and then she can get the guy. And isn't that a great message to teach people? Right,
man. The theories surrounding the movie Grease.
At least we're not going there. At least we're not going there with this. So anyway, this one's a little bit different because it's a ski lodge that they meet in over the break of New Year's. So it's not summer. So it's completely different. I don't know.
No, I like the winter break setting. I like the New Year's Eve, and I like how we tease one of the stalwarts of the franchise is Troy and Gabriella never being able to kiss, and it is very funny. Yeah, what a weird opening shot that is,
right? Well, DCOMs in general had weird opening shots, but if you look on the far right, there is what is basically a Skyliner. We didn't even know the Skyliner was in here because they have the gondolas.
It's clearly a model too, which is like, it looks like something I have in my Christmas village.
Yeah. So they're all at this ski lodge on New Year's Eve, and they're hanging out, and there's a kids party. And the first thing I think about with that is, like, if you've ever been on a Disney cruise and they have like the different levels of like the Oceaneers Club and the kids place to hang out and the teen place to hang out. That's kind of what I thought of in this, but again, my mind is very Disney focused. So the adults are going to the adults party, and the kids are going to the kids party. And so they decide to send Troy and Gabriella, make them go to the kids' party separately. They don't know each other yet. They show up there, and just like in any school class, they get called on because they're trying not to get called on. Like, she's sitting reading a book, trying to be very out of the way, and he's over kind of the side trying to be brooding and cool. And they get called up to do karaoke, which seems very dangerous to randomly pull people out and make them sing karaoke in front of a lot of people. But they end up being like the main entertainment, and they just end up killing it. And then, stars are born. That happens all the time, right?
Yeah, he says he doesn't sing, but he definitely had some ad-libs prepared for that song. So I don't know what he was talking about.
Oh, throwing in the, yeah. So, I guess that, and the other thing is, like, this room has like spotlights and all kinds of fun stuff happening, spinning around the place. They got this cool DJ dude happening. But the dirty little secret about High School Musical is that Zac Efron didn't sing. And we've talked about that before. And most people know that, right? Like, I'm looking at the chat. You guys know that, right? That it was Drew Seeley was the singer, and that Zac Efron was just mouthing the words. So now apparently he got flack for that, so he wasn't on the tour that they did because Drew Seeley was on the tour, and he got flack for that. And so in 2 and 3, he insisted on singing. And people were like, bring back Drew. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's a fine singer. I can't sing. So,
yeah, he's a fine singer.
Yeah, he is a fine singer.
In Descendants, Ben doesn't sing the first one either.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is much more your wheelhouse than mine, my friend. Jay Ware says I want a partial refund. What a ripoff. You know what though? It's distracting to me now. Like I wish I could go back to a time when my mind didn't know that, because like I'm just, when he's doing like the whoa,
you're just looking too hard. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what we do on this one. Like they've got the words up there, and yeah, and she's doing the whole shy
This
thing,
hit
and then they
song.
break out of their shells, and they're just like soaring. They're just like flying. Yeah. There's not a. I don't know. I think I showed this last time. I have a huge I love that song Breaking Free, but I made a meme on my Instagram because I thought this was funny, like the attraction soaring. So now like they will forever be connected in my head, Soarin' the attraction and Soarin' flying, because that's funny, right? That's pretty funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Anyway. So then they have their moment. They share they share their phone numbers, but not just phone numbers. They like take pictures of themselves in each other's camera. Did people do that? I've never done that.
I don't know, but he seemed to think it was very necessary.
And then he turns to talk about it, and then she slinks away, and then they don't get to see each other. And then we cut to them coming back from winter vacation, and they're at East High, and the Wildcats are there, the basketball team, to welcome Troy when he gets off of the bus. And I'm surprised that he takes a bus because his dad works at the school, but okay. He took a bus to school.
I've never processed that. Yeah.
Well, you know, Dad didn't take the bus, right? Like my wife is an educator, and she used to drive the kids to school because they went to the same school that she did. So it's just weird to me that he's like, hey, I'm going to go to school, wait like 20 minutes and follow me in the bus. But anyway, so they go to the school and they're greeted, and it's like at that point you're kind of processing the fact that this is not the beginning of school like Greece. This is coming back from winter break. So they're already ready and qualified to have the big championship game. It's just 2 weeks away.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, they went on break, they didn't play a playoff game, and then the championship is 2 weeks away. Was there no playoffs? Is it just East and West High in this high school conference? Because it seems to be all the competition is between East and West High. So maybe it's like the Mighty Apple Trophy in Alley Cat Strike, where it's just played between East and West Appleton. That's right.
I literally was just thinking about that too, because before you made me watch it, I had never seen Alley Cat Strike. So then when I watched it, and I was like, first of all, there's too many stakes in this because Dad might lose the bowling alley, but then the name of the town is
trophy
like
and the name of the school. Yeah, this is just a basketball game. Well, a basketball game and a intelligence decathlon or whatever it's called.
People put a back seat on the intelligence decathlon, as you call it.
I know what it's called. I forgot.
People are sleeping on that one. Yeah. Meanwhile, like I'm looking at this screen, watching the fact that Troy Bolton's getting pretty confident in the fact that he's like doing moves and threw off his jacket, and he's really getting
wearing
into it.
Some kind of shirt.
The girls loved some Troy Bolton back in the day, didn't they, Patrick?
They did love them some Troy Bolton, and the fake or maybe not fake couple of Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah. Well, Zac Efron was a big deal. The Troy Bolton haircut was like the Rachel
Bieber
of that generation.
Yeah.
So anyway, they have this big party and they love it, and then they go back to school and they get there and they start right into classes, and then he sees that she's in the class, and then he calls her and gets her in trouble. Like, you see she's there. Why do you have to call her? Why did that?
He was just confirming. I don't mind that, but he should know. He should know that Darvis is always looking for a reason to get them in trouble.
True. Yeah. Something that bothered me this time in watching this is, so once we get to the school, all the rest of the characters are introduced, and that's not long in. That's about 8 minutes in. All the rest of the characters are introduced. We meet the entire basketball team. We meet all the rest of the players, including Sharpay and her brother Ryan. Something that bothered me this time, Ryan always wears like a Kanga hat, some sort of like,
no,
what
that's
do you
not
call that?
It's like a fedora.
Well, it's no, not a fedora. It's like the type with the snap on the
Oh
front.
yeah. Like you're right. A Kangol, like a Scully.
Kangol, kind of, yeah, like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But this one that he's wearing, tell me that this doesn't. It looks to me like when we first meet him, it looks to me like somebody has put tighty whities over top of his head.
Rob, you find the weirdest things to get hooked on. No, it looks like a driving hat.
With the things on, whatever, dude. I'm right on this one. It's
I
fine.
don't think you are.
And then all the kids walk into the school, and it's very, you can clearly see it's fake. There are no metal detectors. I don't know what they were thinking. There's no, to get into the school. No, don't all high schools have metal detectors now?
I don't know, Rob. Move it along, man. You're getting hooked on the wrong things.
Patrick, just let me remind you that we're all in this together. Sorry.
We are all in this together.
Yeah.
But get your head in the game.
I will. You know what? You're right. I will get my head in the game. Thank you for reminding me. So, Jay Ware said Ashley Tisdale still walks like that. Okay. So Ashley Tisdale was already kind of a Disney Channel star at this point, right? Because she was in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. She was also the voice of, maybe after this, she was the voice of Candace on Phineas and Ferb.
I think that's after this.
Yeah. So she's been a Disney Channel staple this entire time, whereas all the rest of them have pretty much moved on. Maybe Corbin Bleu only rolls out for Disney stuff anymore. I think
they all sometimes roll out. Like I saw some promotion for the 20th anniversary where they come in, and Lucas Grabel came back for High School Musical, the musical, the series, the streaming show special.
Yeah. So when when we roll back into this one, they're sitting in drama class, which I guess is their homeroom. But it's drama class. It is actually drama class, right? Because she's assigning homework. And
no, I think it's just their homeroom.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's just their homeroom. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when he figures out that she's in the class, and then he goes and he like sits outside and waits for her to get out of the class, and then they're like, it's different in this way from Grease, because in that one, Danny was trying to play it cool around his friends, and in this one, Troy doesn't seem to mind. Doesn't look like tighty whities.
Well, no, that's not true.
Okay,
boy, you getting stuck.
Talk to me.
It's not true, because Troy, she goes to him, why are you whispering? So he's very clearly trying to play it at least a little bit low key. I don't know if he was trying to keep an air of mystery about him, or like an air of the hot guy is single. I don't know. But he definitely was whispering, and she called him out for it, which I thought was pretty cool.
Gotcha. So also just notice, though, those devices that they have, which is very 2000.
Those giant brick cell phone sidekicks.
Yeah, like the sidekick
Motorola
with
Razr.
Like, bedazzled.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Razr phone. Yeah, so of the times. But you know what? I mean,
the
other
40-year-old
than that,
man who's behind Lucas Grabel.
There were a lot of times when I was looking at the background cast going, oof, they are definitely in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
Some of the dancers that were there.
Yes.
Yeah. So I love that that when Troy decided to wait for her out in the hallway, he decides to strike one of these. Mm-hmm. And it's like very purposely, like, the foot up against the wall look, and he's got that going, and she comes out and she's all excited and she finds him, and then for some reason they get drawn to that audition board, and Sharpay and her brother are like, no, you don't want to be part of that. And so that begins the whole like, will they, won't they be in the play? We already know they're together. There's no will they, won't they there. It's just will they, won't they be in the play. Something tells me you were the kind of guy that would have done this, right? You would have filled up the
That's not me, man. No, that wasn't me. This whole bravado came much later in life.
Okay. I love that it says pairs auditions and it's only listed there. Let's
Evans.
Get into that. I don't remember if we talked about this the last time we talked about this, but the fact that they are auditioning for what seems like a loving couple.
Yeah.
And it's No, we're not going to talk about that?
No, it's bad. It's real bad.
It's bothersome. I don't know why. Why was it not bothersome when they made this? Like, why
It
couldn't?
should have been bothersome when they made it, because it's awkward and uncomfortable that they are always playing the lead together, and most leads are romantic leads, and it's odd. Even their pantomiming, like to the song, their audition song, which I forgot the title of now,
Pop Till
but
You
even
Drop?
their no, the first one.
Oh.
Even the pantomiming is uncomfortable with, like, when she's like, "Oh, there you are," and it's just like, no, that's your brother. Yeah, gross.
Yeah. I mean, it does. It just, yeah. And I can't get over it. Like, I don't know. It just,
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, no, I
it's
don't
just
like
weird.
it.
It's just weird.
It's weird.
Already that should have
I think it's
disqualified
supposed to
them
be
from this
weird.
role.
I do think it's supposed to be weird. I think we're supposed to feel uncomfortable with it to some extent. Not to the extent we're probably feeling, but to some extent, I think we're supposed to feel uncomfortable, and it's like a bit odd that they're the only two people that do the drama club.
Yeah. Care Bear says she's named after a dog breed.
Yeah,
Because
she is.
Sharpay. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was that was the thing. Also, by the way, especially in this song, I feel like Ryan is a much better singer than Sharpay is.
I agree. I
And
think
most
that is
of the time the women are not as good as the men.
I don't know about that, but I know that I think it becomes the thing later on that Ryan is more talented than she is, and that she's just kind of hogging the spotlight and taking away the opportunities from him.
Gotcha. Okay. So anyway, it's a magical movie because they get to be in all the musicals because they are the drama club, and they get to make all these decisions because she's always the lead. I found it interesting that, like, and again, spoilers, I guess, that she doesn't get the lead, but then she's like, I guess I'm going to be understudy. It's like, why wouldn't you just be
There
in it?
has to be
still?
another role. I
Right?
thought
Why
that
wouldn't you just-
too.
Yeah, why wouldn't you just be in it? Why do you have to be like the understudy?
Who else is doing it? The girl who keeps awkwardly winking? Who else are you casting in this show?
I don't know. That's the other thing, that too, is when I'm watching it this time, I don't know that I remembered what a comedic break the auditions were.
Yeah.
And it's obviously it's a little stereotypical, but it feeds into. I mean, this is a movie made for teens and tweens, obviously. Even though we're two grown men talking about it 20 years later, it was made for teens and tweens. But the fact that they have all these, like, kind of comedy bits of, like, there's the shy person, there's the guy that's off key, there's a guy that doesn't, he's cheating because he has, like, his lyrics written in his hand. All of that kind of stuff is very. It was funny. Yeah. It was funny. I was entertained for that one, which I don't remember that part of it so much before.
I remember that. That's a favorite part of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what?
Like
so this is a musical, and I don't remember if we talked about this last time or not, but what is your favorite go-to song from this? Because there's a lot of little catchphrases we keep joking about, what team and get your head in the game and all that, but what's the song that if you had to play it on repeat?
It's either Get Your Head in the Game or We're All in This Together. I really like the basketball beats and the sneakers making the beat for Get Your Head in the Game. I appreciate that. So that might be a little more of my favorite, but We're All in This Together is a great closing number.
Every time I think of that, I think of this fellow right here. If you've ever seen the Modern Family episode where he's like, yeah, I'm the cool dad. I text, LOL, laugh out loud, WTF, why the face? He goes, and then he goes, and I know all the dances to High School Musical. Although he's got a W on, so I mean, is he repping West? Like, I don't know, but like, because he's like doing the all in anyway. I love Phil Dunphy. He is life goals for me. But that was that thing. I think Breaking Free is mine.
Okay, I can see that. That's a good song.
Yeah, like that. Honestly, again, I don't know that album. That soundtrack was a monster that year. It was like the #1 album.
Really?
The High School Musical soundtrack. And so in 2006, that music was kind of everywhere, even though you weren't going to hear it on the radio because it wasn't like it wasn't that
radio
kind of a
songs.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a radio song, so it wasn't like the Had a Bad Day from Daniel Powter that you love so much.
Oh,
it was
God.
it was the kind of thing you wouldn't necessarily hear there, but maybe I'm sure they played at school dances and things like that. But
Yeah.
it was a monster, and it's feel good music. Like that's the kind of stuff we love with Disney. Disney moments, Disney, Disney music, that kind of a thing. And you still hear it at every D23 and, all that kind of stuff that they do. They play this music. So I mean, I'm a big fan. I don't know if anybody else in the chat has any favorites that we missed, but yeah, that's Breaking Free's mine. And you said you give
Get Your Head in the Game a slight edge. Get Your Head in the Game a slight edge over We're All in This Together.
Yeah, it's very stomp, and I think we talked about that before too. Like the whole yeah, and it's got a different vibe to it. And I think you said you played basketball in high school, and your practices were like that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you and the guys got around, sang a couple songs. Just
shot a couple free throws, couple layups. Yeah.
So again, it's called High School Musical, so obviously there's music. I also note that it's not really, for the most part, they're not showstoppers where you stop the music, and it's just about the music. It does sort of further along the story. Like even Stick with the Status Quo is about ooh, what are you guys doing? You're messing up the school. Like this is like the hierarchy of the school, and all of these groups are supposed to stay in their lane, and you guys are breaking up the status quo. You got to stick with the stuff that one moves it along. Breaking Free moves it along. For the Bop Till You Drop that's just them showcasing their stuff. Maybe that's a showstopper.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is all pretty much following the
story.
Well,
no, because it's in line. Everything's in line with the story. Nothing the movie doesn't come to a screeching halt for a musical bit. Everything flows into the story. I think that it incorporates the music really well.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat again about what stuff was going on there. So yeah, so the brother sister combo thing bothered me. It's a pretty nice school overall, though. Even though, like I said, there's no metal detectors at the front. Everybody's in their own groups. Oh yeah, the rooftop garden, yeah, with the big mountain behind it. So it's clearly Albuquerque, New Mexico, right? So yeah.
I don't know enough about geography to know if you're being facetious or not.
No, I've driven through Mexico, and I actually New Mexico. I drove through New Mexico once, and I landed at night, and then I drove to my hotel, and then when I woke up in the morning, I was like, "Good God, there are mountains everywhere." So it was definitely something. I'm like, "Oh, hey, I know that. I recognize that thing." Do you think we should start a TikTok challenge with the dances?
No, I do not.
All right.
I think that would not be in our best interest, my friend.
Is Bop Till You Drop supposed to suck?
Yes, 100% it is. It does, but it does in the funnest way possible.
And is it culturally insensitive at this point because of the way they started? I don't know.
Remember, no.
They're just leaning into the Hispanic aspect of the
yeah.
And it seems very icky.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about the cast. Again, we kind of touched on the cast a little bit. So Zac Efron has gone on to do bigger and better things. What is the other role, other than this, what is the role that you think of when you think of Zac Efron? Because I have one in mind.
What is the fraternity movie?
Is that the one where they're the neighbors, the ones next door?
Yeah. Well, that, and of course, I mean, he had a star turn in The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, Greatest Showman was the one that I think about. It's called Neighbors. It's
Neighbors.
The one with with
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, yeah. It's let's see, it's this one right here.
Yep.
It's Rogen and Efron. And then there was a sequel to that one, right? So
there was.
But yeah, for me, I'm the same as The Greatest Showman is the one that I think of, and I think that he did a great job singing in that one. I also think that he did Hairspray, right? So as far as musicals go, he's been in a couple of those. 17 again is not one that comes to your mind when you're doing that. The body switcheroo
I
situation.
do like 17 again. I'm not gonna lie. I do that. I don't know why Efron's a basketball player. Why is he always playing basketball? You're short, man. Like you're not making the Division I team. I don't know what we're doing here.
I don't know that his career is in a great place now, or is he just picking some weird things? I saw this movie, this Ricky Stenicki situation. Did you see this one?
You would think that I did, considering that Zac Efron and John Cena are in it, but no, I did not see that. He did a really great documentary series that introduced his brother. His brother went on to go on to Traders, but a really great documentary series that I enjoyed. The name escapes me right now.
Okay.
But Vanessa Hudgens went on to be in a couple things. Most recently that I remember is the Bad Boys franchise. So she jumped into that. Bad Boys for Life and Bad Boys Ride or Die.
I have not seen those last two apparently, but you know what?
Oh yeah. Oh god, sorry.
They're really good.
I mean, I like Bad Boys movies. Somebody in the chat called out Iron Claw, which is supposedly a fantastic movie. I have not brought myself to watch it because it is incredibly sad and depressing story of the Von Erich family, and he does a tremendous job by all accounts in that. Actually had some Oscar buzz when it first came out.
She was also in Grease Live. Remember when they did that on TV?
I do remember when we did that. Yep.
She was a voice in My Little Pony: New Generation, and then the Bad Boys one you were talking about. You know what sticks out to me, and again, it's weird that like there are certain people that in certain roles I'm like that's what I remember them from. If I ever am thinking of Danny Pudi, I'm always thinking of him as Troy and Abed, like from Community, and if I'm ever thinking about like when I think about Vanessa Hudgens, I think about a thing she was in with Danny Pudi, which was this Superpowers.
Yes, that TV show. I love that show.
Right.
That was really good.
It was called Powerless, and it was like it was like a full or a half season of it, and it was from DC Comics, and they did something that Marvel had talked about doing, and Marvel was going to do a half-hour sitcom called Damage Control. They've brought Damage Control into the Marvel universe still, but it was supposed to be its own thing. And then they did one similar. It was called Powerless, and it was Bruce Wayne's cousin, who was Alan Tudyk, is running this wing of Wayne Tech that they've come up with ways to protect citizens from all of the wreckage that superheroes and supervillains do in the city. And so she was one of the people on that. Danny Pudi was in it. Ron Funches was in it, and Alan Tudyk. So it was a good cast. It was a good premise. I thought
it was a good show. It was a good show.
I liked
it. Was fun.
So I wish that one had stuck around, but that was the thing. Ashley Tisdale, as we talked about, she's still working. She's now Ashley French is her actual name. She has changed it professionally as well. She was in Scary Movie 5. She's still doing Phineas and Ferb. It just feels like she's still doing a lot of Disney stuff.
So glad Phineas and Ferb came back. Very, very happy to see that and get to watch it with my daughter with new episodes.
What was that TV show? Oh, Hellcats. I was like, what was that TV show she was in? It was like a cheerleaders situation where she was like the mean girls.
Oh, I've never seen or heard of that, Rob. And I was a cheerleader, so you'd think that would be
she's down
in
here
my
at the
wheelhouse.
bottom. This was post nose job. She was here at the bottom.
We don't need to bring that up, Rob.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should be more respectful to the nose job. Sorry, my bad. My bad. But again, you know what? A good cast, and I feel like you had mentioned like Lucas Grabel. I don't think he did come back for High School Musical, the musical, the series as like an OG. Monique Coleman, Corbin Bleu, they're all they've been around in things, but I feel like most of the time they come out, it's as a High School Musical like celebration of some sort. I know that Monique Coleman was at D23, Destination D23 last fall in Florida for like a anniversary of talking about the Disney Channel or the history of the Disney Channel. But those are like the big names in this one. The parents weren't really big
No.
deals. Bart Johnson, who played
Bart
Coach
Johnson
Jack
is
Bolton.
big on social media, and he's very funny.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there he is. He's an actor, writer, director.
Triple
Apparently,
threat.
he was in Hawaii Five-0 for one episode, the reboot. So there's that. But anyway, again, for the most part, the cast was nobodies at the time. I don't think anybody was a standout. And again, Ashley Tisdale had done some stuff with Disney, but
Yeah.
but I don't. She if anybody was the star of it, she was from that standpoint is coming into that. So it was a star maker. I feel like for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
And, yeah, so that was a good thing. It was a little incubator for Disney to bring those people out.
As I think a lot of DCOMs tend to be.
And the director was Kenny Ortega, and this was like,
Yeah.
kind of like his big deal. But I mean, he had done other stuff leading up to then, but this was like where he kind of made his mark, because then he did, he's the Descendants guy, right?
Yep, he also did Descendants, but I mean, he did whatchamacallit before this, Hocus Pocus.
Yes, correct. But I mean, this was like the first like dance. Like
he's directed music videos before, I believe, but yeah, I mean,
he also did Newsies, by the way.
Yep, yeah.
So yeah,
honestly, if you have to ask me my favorite director, I embarrassingly would say Kenny Ortega is probably up there, because I enjoy almost everything he's done.
You know the thing that makes me sad for so many people was the death of Michael Jackson right as he was launching this tour that Kenny Ortega was basically director choreographer for this tour that he was doing, and the tour really never got to go because Michael Jackson passed away before all that happened. But that was a big moment for him that didn't get to happen. There is a documentary called, I think it's called This Is It, that they did about what they had come up with by that point for that. So there you go. But again, overall, it was like we kind of talk about, does it stand the test of time? I think it does. I think you can still watch this and enjoy it, so that's a good thing.
100%.
From a visual standpoint, the dancing is great. The choreography, like again, this was sort of his signature one. And then I think that the acting is good. I think the writing was good. There's a couple things that get on my nerves, like the musicale. But I mean, I guess you're supposed to figure.
I don't know if she is supposed to get on our nerves as much as she does. I don't know, because it was really, really, really on my nerves this watch.
Yeah,
like the musicale and the refusal to call the sports what they actually are. It was just.
My wife was like, "Yes, we get it. Administrators in schools don't know what sports are." Like, I mean, she takes a lot of that stuff very personally when that kind of stuff happens, because she's calling it like, the big game is something about hockey. Yeah, she was way off on all that kind of stuff. All right. Well, and again, thank you guys for joining us on this one. I have a lot of fun talking about stuff like this, especially like it's a little bit weird because it's, as you talked about, like we were already like adults when this one came out. And I'm not sure, it's like 2006. I think my son was probably about the age to start watching this. My daughter, not so much. But then there were, subsequent movies and things that we'll talk about here in a second. But I would like to take this opportunity to say, if you haven't already, please give us a like. We love to see the likes. Once this video is done, give us some comments, and it'll help people to find it too. And let us know what you guys think about High School Musical, the original, not High School Musical, the series, or any of those. But that's the thing. But Patrick loves it when we stop down about this time, because it usually means that he gets to do trivia, and boy howdy does he love some trivia. It's become a tradition on A Look on the Plus Side that we ask 5 questions of things that I noticed in here and wanted to ask my good friend Patrick, because we're buddies, right? We're besties.
Not during this time, no. Not during this time. This time we are frenemies.
Whew. All right. Well, all right, here we go. You know what? The funny part is that I had questions last time that we did this, and I'm like, I'm not going to ask those. I have a document. I know which ones I asked, but I'm like, I'm not going to ask
I figured you did. Yeah. All right, let's go.
So here, a couple layups for you.
Okay.
We talked about the East High versus West High.
Mhm.
the mascot for East High are the Wildcats. What's the mascot for West High?
Knights.
That is correct. See, look at that.
Yep.
Told you, a little bit of layup. They're all getting ready for the big game, and it's all leading up to the big game, and the big game is the big finale, even though at the very end they're all celebrating, and he stops down to patronizingly ask Gabriella, did they win their thing? and then they move on from that. And then they move on from that. Yeah.
That wasn't great.
No.
Wasn't
so
great,
what was
but
what was the final score of the big game?
Oh my God, it was
we were staring at the scoreboard the entire time.
70 to 68. I'm close.
Good Lord. Benjamin has it already. It's 68-67.
Because
it was Troy's last shot that put him over the top. It was not as close as you said that was. But yeah, it's 68 to 67. Yeah. Okay, that's two. The next one is last time we talked, I feel like Zeke was your boy. I feel like you love Zeke.
I love Zeke.
Zeke loves
Zeke's
to bake.
great.
Yeah, and Zeke's a big player on the team. When they are distracting the drama club before the big game, they all have a letter on their chest. Troy's the exclamation point. They all pull up in their shirt and say, here's the letter. What letter is your boy Zeke in that pyramid?
O? Is he O?
You said that with a lot of confidence. You said that with a lot of confidence. No, he is G.
Oh, I knew he was one of the first ones. Oh, man.
I thought maybe if I started talking about Zeke, you were going to think I was going to ask you his number.
32.
And I was not in any way going to do that because I feel
the score of the game when all the shenanigans went off, the score was 8-8 when they started the alarms and all that.
Yeah. I know it's a little bit troublesome when I do things like ask you what the number was. So what was Troy's dad's number in high school? He was actually a Wildcat. And they show the picture.
I know, they show the picture of him.
They show a picture of him looking fine in his high school
12.
years.
12. He was 12. I have no idea. I'm going to go with 12.
Again, a lot of confidence, my friend, you have with this one. A lot of confidence for being wrong. But interestingly enough, it was 21.
21. No, I saw the number.
You're like, I see the 1 and I see the 2.
And I see the 2. I don't know where they go. Really sure. It's not 112. It's not 121. I get half credit, I think, for that one. I think I get half credit.
Apparently, I don't know that I see Mrs. Fire Chief. I don't see Fire Chief, so I think that they nominated Care Bear to keep score. So you're 1 for 4.
I'm 1 for 4, but I would like a half credit. I got the numbers correct in the wrong order. I would like 1.5 for 4.
Okay, you ready?
All right.
I don't know. No. I honestly don't know if you're going to know the answer to this one or not. Like, I'm not like trying to trick you or anything. Like, I'm going to ask this question, and I don't know if you know the answer or not. And it may be something that they talk about more in 2 and 3, and I don't know.
Okay.
What is the name of the mascot for the Wildcats?
Oh. It's short. I can see it. He wore the number 1.
He did. I'm very proud that you knew that he wore the number 1. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the principal's name is David Matsui, just in case you were wondering what that is, because saw that name for a hot second. I want to say it's something short. Is it Zoom?
That is incorrect. It is Wiley.
That's a terrible name.
Wiley the Wildcat.
Wiley's a coyote, just so you know.
Care Bear adjusted the score to
1.5. I appreciate it.
Out of 5.
Oh my God, that one was brutal. Rob, I worked really hard.
I thought those were easy.
I was like, they said knowledge, community.
The big banners hanging down.
The banners. Yeah, I was like, this might be something he gets me. I was looking at the bus. I was like, what number does the bus have?
You know what's so funny is when they're all they're all in this together. I know you know that about them. But when they're in the lunchroom and they're doing their thing and, everybody's like trying to not stick with the status quo, they do a lot of overhead shots. And I was going to ask you how many tables there were.
5?
9.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I paused it and I'm like going through and my wife's like, what are you doing? Why did you pause it? And I was like, don't worry about what I'm doing. It's fine. I may or may not have been counting the tables. It's fine. Yeah, it is nine of them. So
This is normal.
yeah, exactly. I'm just doing normal stuff. What anybody would do, what any grown man would do on a Wednesday night. I'm just counting how many tables there are in the cafeteria in High School Musical. The other thing I was going to ask you was that when they were comparing, and again these obviously don't count, but when they were comparing, I guess Chad is like roasting Zac Efron, talking about like Michael Crawford's picture in the fridge and all that kind of stuff. And he says something about, who didn't try out for the High School Musical. And he mentions 2 basketball players. And I didn't know if you would know which ones they are because you're a big sports guy.
One was LeBron.
That is correct.
I don't remember the other one.
Shaquille.
Was it
Shaquille,
Shaq? Yeah.
Yeah. And also I was going to ask you what other color uniform Troy wore, because in the opening scene when they're at the New Year's Eve party, he's practicing basketball on New Year's Eve with his dad, and he's wearing not his red and whites, but he's wearing purple.
I thought it was blue. Maybe I need a color adjustment on my screen.
And the last question that I was going to ask you was, I did mention in 2006 Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest was released, and I wanted to ask you which number Pirates movie that was.
Isn't that 3?
It is 2. See, it gets 2. A little confusing. Yeah, At World's End was 3.
That makes sense.
But then, like, 4 was Stranger Tides, and 5 was like 5 or 6 was like Dead Men Tell No Tales. So their dead is in a couple of them.
So I haven't watched in a very long time.
I feel like it's pretty generic, but thank you for playing. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for playing in the chat.
Always.
We love it.
Thanks
when you
for
guys
keeping
do that.
score.
Yeah. So they come up with this great plan because Sharpay and Ryan have decided that they are going to lose the audition if they don't do something to get Gabrielle and Troy out. And first their friends try to break them up, and then they realize that was bad, and they
Which gross. Real gross, yeah.
Oh, it was brutal. That was like bullying on the next level. Like,
yeah. And honestly, I don't think Gabriella should have forgiven Troy. That's something that hit me on this watch through. I was like, I don't know if any of this apology is good enough.
Yeah, but I mean, it's true though. Is like he was goaded into saying that. He wasn't saying it because he meant it. He was saying that because he wanted his friends to stop. And so I think you can believe him for that.
Still, he said it. Yeah. I don't know. That's tough.
Well, but I mean, and they say, well, Chad can make somebody, say anything. Is like they're convinced that like Chad like drove him to say that the way he did. But the shot of him is such a like, how would you have gotten that shot, that tight close up HD 4K shot of his face saying that at the right time? It's just bizarre. So, and apparently it was like a live feed because they immediately like break out of the locker room and you hear them down there doing that. It's just very interesting the way all of that plays out. But anyway, they get back together, and then Ryan and Sharpay hatch this scheme. Apparently Sharpay does, because Ryan's a little bit slow. He's painted that way in this one, and so must be maybe their parents were also brother and sister. We don't know. So they go into the. Wow, they go into this plan to like change the time to when the decathlon and the game were supposed to be at the same time, which again, if this game is as important as it is in this town, why would they also have scheduled this decathlon with the same schools, right? It's still East and West that are against each other.
It is still East and West, yeah.
So that's kind of bizarre. So anyway, so they've got that going, and they've like, Sharpay set this whole thing up because they don't think they can win against Troy and Gabriella. I actually think there should be some justice for Sharpay and Ryan.
Like they need to pay what they owe, or that they
No. I feel like they were cheated. They followed all the rules up until this point.
I don't think so. Just because they were late for an audition and a callback?
Twice. She called final twice. They had a different level of commitment. They had their own like piano teacher or like
Yeah, who
composer and
took, wait a minute, a high school student who has been writing multiple musicals.
Mhm.
Why are they replacing her work? She's a genius.
Yeah.
Kelsey's a genius, and that's who we need justice for in this series. Is when we call her what her pint-sized Sondheim or something like that. Like, she's a genius, and they're rearranging her music to make it frankly worse. So talent wins out, Rob. Just because they were a little bit late, talent wins out.
I mean, I feel like the rules were broken.
I don't know, Rob. I think Ryan and Sharpay are not as good as Troy and Gabriella, and nobody wants to see Ryan and Sharpay playing a romantic couple again. And we never get to see the musical. That bothers me so much. So much. We didn't get like a curtain call or anything. It ends after the big game, and that we think they got the role. Do we know they got? Oh, yes, we do. Because Sharpay comes and says, well, looks like you got the lead, and I'll be the understudy.
And break
but
a leg.
We never get to see it. I want to see this show.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't truly believe that. I think you're supposed to hate them. I think it's supposed to be bad. They are supposed to be the villains. I just wanted to see if I could goad you into having a fight about that. It's fine. We're all fine. Is it weird that Troy's dad? Is it fair that Troy's dad is also the head coach, and he puts his son in as like the star player?
I mean, again, if the talent's there and he deserves it, it's not. It's just his dad is a legacy coach. He went to the school and he became a coach. That happens lots of places. It's where he lives. It's where his son goes to school. So if he's good enough, he's making these shots. He gets recruited later on somehow to play Division I basketball, although it was done illegally. So, NCAA violations. I'm looking at you, High School Musical 2.
If we're going to get in violations, we're going to have to start talking about Cars 3 and Cruz Ramirez winning the Piston Cup. It was unfair for her to just jump in after Lightning does a couple rounds. That's not right. Okay. Well, anyway, so they arrange all this. They get to do their big song in front of the entire school, so they have a huge audience for it. They win the big game, and they win the audition, and they win the decathlon, and they're all winners, and there is no downside, and everybody's happy, and it all ends happily ever after, and they do a big dance number at the end, which, by the way, my wife mentioned, like, she goes, I don't think Sharpay would wear this. Like, I don't think that's a thing she would wear. I don't know why.
There's Ryan in a fedora.
Yeah, no, I
knew he had one.
A fedora, but the other hat thing, he wore more of them. He wore 2 or 3 of them along the way. So, was Zeke hitting on Sharpay here, or just
yes?
Just okay.
Zeke's been hitting on Sharpay a lot, and he continues in the other movies as well.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Anyway, so it's all ends happily ever after, and they do their big number, which is your favorite one, and it's great. And then they roll credits, and it's happily ever after. Now, after this was over, Disney Plus suggested to me that I watch the High School Musical sing-along, and I was like, oh, you should have suggested that I watch that before.
It went to HSM2 for me. It was like, really? Just keep going. Yeah, okay. It was like, you've already watched this, just keep going.
You know, the funny part to me is when you look at this on the screen here, it says that High School Musical runtime's an hour 41 minutes. The internet says it's 98 minutes, so an hour 38. The sing-along is 2 minutes shorter. I don't know why. So I think maybe some of that stuff's just arbitrary. But as you mentioned, High School Musical 2, this, again, like we talked about from the beginning, this spawned a lot of other High School Musical pieces. It was High School Musical 2, High School Musical 3, which High School Musical 3 was released to theaters, and that's where they made some serious money. Each movie started getting progressively more expensive as they had to pay these guys a little bit more each time.
Yeah.
So the first one, 4.2 million. I think the second one, I actually have it in my notes here. I can tell you. The second movie cost 7 million, and the third, 11 million. And they were done in 3 consecutive years: 2006, 2007, and 2008. So, yeah, the second one, I just think of Troy running through and screaming from the golf
Oh
course.
God, the angry golf course dance. That is something. That is something.
Yeah, and then anything else before we get out of
Justice for
here on this one?
Kelsey. Justice for Kelsey. She deserves so much credit and she gets none. Although Troy gives her the game ball, so maybe she gets a little bit of recognition. No, I every time I watch this, I find it enjoyable. So I was glad to take another viewing for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, happy to go back down the rabbit hole. So if you look at this, this is like if I search High School Musical on Disney Plus, you've got the original, and then you've got the High School Musical, the series, and then there's a High School Musical, the series, the sing along, and then the holiday special, and then the series special. Sing along versions of each of the movies, individual videos from each, and then Sharpay's Fabulous
You know, Rob,
Adventure.
I've never watched Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure.
Is that our next review? Sharpay?
I don't know.
Because the original
Sharpay's
movies were
yeah.
2006, 7, and 8, and this one was 2011.
Yep.
So it's been a big deal. It's been a big deal. They haven't done a ton with it, like at the in the parks. This is something you and I talked about just before we went live tonight. Was they they had this little rolling show at Disney Hollywood Studios where they would play the music and they would send a big huge float down the road and park it in front of the Sorcerer's Hat, do a little show, and then like it was like kind of like before cavalcades existed in our lives. It would come down Hollywood Boulevard. It would stop at the Hat. It would come back down Hollywood Boulevard around around the corner, and then back behind the scenes. So you said you've run into this one. You never looked for it, but it almost
I almost literally bumped into it because I wasn't paying attention and just meandering through the parks as I'm wont to do on occasion. And it was fine. High School Musical dance party.
And apparently they did a version of this at Disney California Adventure over by the waterfront. They did a sequel. They did a number 2 for this one, and then a third one, and then they turned it into like a Disney Channel dance party, I think, after that. Same float, but just redid it so that it was not just specifically High School Musical, and now it doesn't happen anymore. I'd love to know where that float is. Do you have it?
I don't.
Is it parked in your garage? Okay.
And it was probably put out to pasture next to Spectro.
All right. So nothing else before we get to final thoughts? Nothing else before your final?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm
music,
ready.
Talked about the history, the legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other thing we didn't talk about legacy-wise was it became a musical, but not like a Broadway musical, like a musical for kids to do in high schools. And so it's like one of those where but it's not Broadway. Why didn't it ever go to Broadway like Newsies did?
I don't think it would have had the same impact on Broadway. I think this is not meant for that.
Okay. Fair enough. I want to give a big shout out to our pack. I see so many of our pack family in the chat. Thank you guys for being with us on this Wednesday night. We appreciate you. Big shout out. That pack is our Park Adventurers Club. That is the name of our channel, but that is also the name of our community. And if you would like to be a member of that community, check us out. Come to patreon.com/GoPack. That'll be how you can join up with us and then enter our Discord, hang out with us, talk about all kinds of fun stuff. Big special shout out to our Zebra Mezzanine and Treasure Room sponsors. We can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you. And we're trying to build and continue to build. It's been 11 months. It's been 11 months that we've been working on this channel. We've got a ton of content, so please check it out. Check it out anytime at parkadventuresclub.com. If you want to send people to the page and you're recommending it to friends, send them there. We appreciate everybody, all your support. I actually Patrick and I, not only do we do the park show together, which is on Sunday nights, we got another one this Sunday night. It's going to be not Patrick, but we'll have a show Sunday night at 8:30, and then Patrick was on the one last Sunday night, and we had a good time. We talked about our kind of building the perfect villains land. So if you haven't checked that one out, check it out. And then next Wednesday night, we're going to do another look on the plus side, and I'm blanking on what that one is. It's not you. Do you remember?
It's not me.
The top here?
I don't.
All right, I got you. It is. See, we did Big Hero 6 last week. We're doing High School Musical this week. Next week, we're doing Fantasia. It's really funny because in the Big Hero 6 chat last week, I said we were doing Fantasia this week, and I was like, no, wait, we're doing High School Musical. And Jay Ware said, what a downgrade.
Wow. Jay Ware, how dare you?
How dare he?
This is just as much art as Fantasia.
It's same level. So
Absolutely.
Again, join us next.
Barely any difference.
Join us next Wednesday for another look on the plus side. But the thing I was going to say is normally also Patrick opens cards with me. He got me started on this with these freaking Disney Chrome cards, and I can't get enough of. And
Sell that card. Every time you show them to me, I just want you to sell them. Oh,
but now
I'm so jealous.
I got this. I got Magic in the mail. It says so right there. Magic in the mail. These are my Disneyland cards.
I missed out.
And I was going to open them with Patrick, but he is not able to. So this weekend, this Friday night at 9 p.m., I will open up some more of these cards, and there are more coming. I'm just telling you, there's more coming. So, but Disneyland 70th anniversary cards, I'm very excited about these. They're very similar. Some of them are autographs. Some of them are specialty cards. These are the Disney store box. So they're going to have some of the chasers that were specific to Disneyland in the Disney store. So if you guys are down for it, 9 p.m. this Friday night, join me here. I'm going to be cracking these on my own. Patrick's
I might have to watch. I might have to watch, and I'm going to be on a guy's weekend. I might have to convince them to watch.
You'll have to come back, though, and we got lots more cards to open, and so hopefully you guys enjoy that. And then that's Friday night at 9, Sunday night at 8:30, and then next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. That's it all out of the way. So now is the time, Patrick. Now is the best time because I'm going to ask you. You're the Disney fanatic in your neighborhood with all of your friends, and on your guys' weekend, if one of them comes up to you and goes, hey, Patrick, I know you love Disney. I was thinking about pulling up that High School Musical that all the dads are talking about. Stick with me here. Stick with me. So, So the question is, Patrick Hackett, would you recommend this movie?
Come on, look at this shirt. Of course, I would recommend this movie. I love High School Musical. It is enjoyable. It's fun. It's shut your brain off and just have a good time type of entertainment. I don't need to think. I just go and I watch it, and I'm happy. So for a little bit of joy, go and watch High School Musical. Do yourself a favor.
Do yourself. I would say the same thing. You know what? This was not my generation, but it was a phenomenon, and I got involved with it. I love the music. It is one of those things that has those Disney moments, the Disney music. If you, like you said, shut your brain off and just watch it and watch it for what it is. I know that my wife was less than excited when I was like, hey, I need to watch High School Musical again. But we sat down and watched it, and we kind of goofed on it a little bit, but I think for the most part, it still stands up, and I would recommend that if anybody has never seen it, they should definitely see it. So let us know what you think in the chat. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we would love to get all of your feedback. We appreciate you so much for being here with us on the Park Adventures Club, and specifically tonight on our show here with us tonight. Any last final thoughts, Patrick?
We were talking about the trilogy, and I'm sure we'll be back and we'll talk about 2 and 3 because they'll have 20th anniversaries the next 2 years. Don't watch 3. Don't stop at 2. Maybe go on to Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. Do not watch 3. Don't do it. It's bad. It's bad. Trust me, it's bad. Find Miley Cyrus at the end of 2 and then just stop at that.
Do we need to do Hannah Montana the movie because of 20 years?
That is not me. I am
Okay.
not that. You have found a bridge too far for me. I washed my hands of that. I am good.
Awesome. Okay. Well, again, thanks, Benjamin, Ronald, Fire Chief, Jay Ware. I know Care Bear was here. She may have left already. Mrs. Fire Chief. If I missed you here in the chat, I'm sorry about that, but we appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us live for our show tonight. So thank you for taking a look on the plus side. We will see you guys very soon. Have a great rest of your week. Hopefully come back Friday. If not, we'll see you Sunday or next week for another look on the plus side. Take care.